Yeah, I play a character named Bono who met Troy, the role that Denzel plays, in prison, and we vowed to never come back there again when we got out, and he led me right out of there, and he led me, into a good job. He, when he got married, then a few months later I got married. So I've been following him for a long time. It's been got me through, and he's been a mentor, a leader, the father I never had, and even though I'm older than him, but if you've been fatherless, you're a child for a long time. And but he came along with principles that I could, believe in, and he got me through. And the time comes sometimes when the mentor has to be mentored himself. You have to go back and tell them, remind them of some of the things that they helped you with.
Speaking of that, you say a great analogy about a fence. Can you just tell the audience about that? Because that knocked me out, because that can be taken so many different ways.
Yeah, well, the great playwright August Wilson said some people build fences to keep people out, and other people build fences to keep people in. And Rose wants to hold on to these people. She loves them, so she wants to keep them protected. And it's the reason that he says the line that you got to see the movie. What makes him say it, And August is a great writer, because a fence is a fence on this side to keep what you want in, but it can turn into a wall on the other side, keep something out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, thank you, my friend. Many more folks want to talk to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Tell us about Fences, the play, and now onto the big screen, and how does that make you feel that it got produced and it's on the big screen?
It's amazing to be a part of it. It's an iconic play. It's one of the great American plays, and August Wilson is one of the great American playwrights. So being able to be a part of, the screen adaptation, and it's a blessing. To be in such great company with such talented artists, I can't complain. I cannot complain at all.
Now tell us some of the moments where you had to back off, because you and Denzel have some very, very intense scenes. After those scenes are over, how did you guys, come out of the scene?
Just came out of it. The scene's over, and he says that's a wrap for the day. You throw it away. It's done. You rejoice because you're doing great work, and you're working with such great material that there's nothing to be upset or be heavy about. The work is there, and once the work is done, we go home and we say a prayer and we get ready to go and show up the next day, do it again. Denzel and Viola are very funny just because they understand that this is heavy material and this is hard work, but they still want to keep a light tone on set so that we don't stress ourselves out too much. So that's the most that I can say about funny events. Viola and Denzel have a huge sense of humor that I didn't know they had. And that's just interacting with the people of Pittsburgh, the extras we had, teasing them and playing, messing around and stuff like that. So that was very refreshing, but it was very much a difficult shoot because it's heavy material and you want to show respect to it and you want to do a good job. So, we did what we did, and I'm incredibly proud to be a part of it.
Dude, you were great. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Tell us about your character in the film, being Denzel's brother, and having that injury you got from being in the military.
Well, the character Gabriel is Troy's younger brother. Troy's played by Denzel. And Gabriel has a condition called TBI, traumatic brain injury. Everyone with a brain injury is affected differently. On a scale of 1 to 100, you never know how that's going to turn out. So Gabriel is with us, and at times he's not quite with the rest of us. Someone said to me that he's not right in the head, but it turns out that he just may be the only person who's the most right in the head. He's definitely the most perspicacious character of them all. And I think that goes back to August Wilson and his amazing writing.
Yeah, well, we're going to let you run. A lot of folks want to talk to you, but still, we can see you you're a general on the Kiefer Sutherland.
Well, yeah, you can see me on BET. I have a collaboration project with John Singleton, right? And it's called Rebel. So you'll see it coming up on BET soon.
We'll look for it.
I'm Constanza Romero, and I was married to August since 1994 to the moment that he passed away in 2005. I was his collaborator, and I was someone that he bounced a lot of ideas with, and always talked about his characters and everything that was happening with the world of plays that he wrote.
Now, how happy is it for you to see this film, this play, come to fruition on the big film and to expand it to a whole new audience?
It's gone to a brand new level. More people are going to see this film than have ever gone to Broadway to see all his plays. Absolutely. It is a little bit bittersweet for me. You know, I would have loved for this to have happened within his lifetime. I would have loved him to be standing right here beside me. But since, me too. But since that didn't happen within his lifetime, I am honored, blessed, and gifted that it happened within my lifetime, and that I got a chance to see Denzel at work, because I think that he understands so many of the broader themes within the play that August wrote, and watching an artist at work come to the same level of genius that August got to is a pleasure for me.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy the film. I'm sure we got Carolyn Tyler, you guys, ABC anchor extraordinaire. How are you tonight, Carolyn, and why are you here for Fences?
I'm doing great tonight, and I'm here because, of course, I want to support Fences, and I hear it's fantastic with Denzel and Viola Davis, and I'm really looking forward to getting a sneak peek at it ahead of everybody else.
Now, Denzel's put in so much time and work ethic. Your work ethic, what would you say to the young people coming up in the news business about your work ethic? Because you're one of the stalwarts.
Yeah, well, I've been here I just celebrated my 30th year with ABC7. So, in dog years, that's like I'm about 2,000 years old. But I've enjoyed it along the way. I would say for young people, a lot of times I hear them, they say right away, I want to be an anchor. And it's like you need to do the work of being a reporter or a writer or a producer first so that you can get the fundamentals, the basics down first. And go to a small market where you can make your mistakes and nobody cares before you come to a big place like San Francisco.
Now, we hear you're a Warriors fan. Now, how long have you been a Warriors fan?
Oh, my gosh. Well, it's a long story, but about 15 years. Season ticket holder. During the good and the bad and the Latrell Sprewell choking the coach and...
That was crazy.
Yeah. So during all that ups and downs, I was fortunate enough to go to Cleveland with the station to cover last year's run for the... Yeah. And I'm a little bit sad tonight because Craig Sager died today, and he was an NBA broadcaster, and I had a chance to meet him at some of the games, so they're going to have a moment of silence tonight at the game. But give up the game to come here, and
Ended on a happy note. Yeah. Carolyn, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's see now. We got to see what's. The season's just starting. You know it. Anyway.
You in Raider Town, bro.
So what? We got a cowboy. Hey, you hear what he just said? He said, I'm in Raider Town. What we going to do about that?
He's in Raider Town, son.
It's San Francisco. It's 49ers Town, eh? Listen, I didn't wear my Yankee hat tonight. I usually do, but for everybody that asked me, I said, can you count to 27? How many the Raiders got? How many the Cowboys got? Am I getting myself in trouble? Okay, we got more than, good.
Fences. Tell us about the character Troy, because in modern times, Troy will be considered by some a very hard man by the way he raises his sons.
Yeah, and you closer to me in age, that was a different time. And he's a frustrated, bitter man. And I'm sure there are men like him now. For whatever reason, whatever excuse they want to give, they didn't want to let them play, or whatever it was. But also, he's a man without a spiritual core. He thinks he could defeat death. Thinks he can defeat the devil. He thinks he can do it on his own. And he had to learn those lessons the hard way.
But he also does some things in the film that you cheer on. It's like the dichotomy, the two sides of
August Wilson is deep, man. It's not, no pun intended, it's not black or white. They're complex characters. Oh no, I don't want to give away the story. I said Rose still does what she does after all of that. That's love. That's strength. That's power. Yeah. Unfortunately, he turned a home into a house by his actions.